What is going on, guys? It is ya boy, Mr. Tag. Today I'm going to show you guys my competitive Gren Maju deck for August/September 2020. So without any further ado, I'm just going to show it off. Not going to waste any more of your time. So first, of course, you got to play the Big Daddy 3 Gren Maju De's. Of course, this is your like, your win con right here. You banish a few cards off your Pot of Desires and your Orochi. This guy hits for big damage and you win. It's great. A normal summon that can have up to like 16,000 attack is awesome. Alright, we also play 3 Dimension Shifter. So this is great because since we want to go second with this deck, you can play this on your opponent's first turn, and usually that shuts down a lot of decks because a lot of decks want to send their stuff to the graveyard and not have it banished. So this can sort of hurt some of your plays, but mostly this just helps you. So run this at 3 and run it in the main. So next we have 3 Eater of Millions. This card is just nuts. You can banish 5 cards from either your extra deck or your hand or even the field, face down, and then you can summon this boy. He's a special summon. He gets 100 attack per card banished face down. And of course, when he attacks into something at the start of the damage step, you can just banish it face down. It's nuts. He adds to Gren Maju's total banish total as well. He can even get to really high levels as well during the late game. He is an amazing card and I love him. Alright, like I mentioned, of course you're going to be running 3 Gizmek Orochi. So of course, banishing the top 8 cards of your deck during your opponent's turn nonetheless, you can do that. Special summon this guy. And then during your turn, you can use this other effect to banish 3 cards face down from your extra deck to then pop a card on the field, pop a monster on the field specifically. This card's really good. If you definitely want to see it in your opening hand if you can. Because like during your opponent's end phase, you can just summon this and then you can use its other effect during your turn. It is so good. And if you get sent to the graveyard, you can special summon him from there as well, which is awesome. Alright, next 3 of is Glyph the Phantom Bird. So if you didn't guess by the thumbnail, we're running the Golden Castle variant, which I think works really well. Obviously you want to use this just so you can search Golden Castle. Usually if when a card's searchable, you don't want to usually play 3 of it. I play 3 Golden Castle. But since it also helps with our win condition, I feel having more search options for Golden Castle is good. And also, if you need to, you can summon this and pop some back row, which also helps. And the last 3 of in terms of monsters is 3 Ash Blossom. Pretty standard. I don't think I have to explain why we run 3 Ash Blossom. All right, 2 ofs in the monster lineup. Run 2 Bigfoot. Basically, there's a few dangers in this deck, and also they help you draw cards and get more field presence. And also with another card in this deck, Hexatrude, you can actually go into some nice rank 8s with Danger Bigfoot and Hexatrude, or just do Danger Bigfoot depending on what you draw. Plus, sometimes being able to pop a face up is always nice if the card gets sent to the graveyard. Alright, so like I said, Hexatrude. So this, if you don't draw Gren Maju during your first turn, and you're going second, this is ultimately what you'll be summoning. You want to get Castle, then you can summon this from the deck if you need to, and then you got a 2600 beater, which can target just, you got Castle on the field, you can just pop a card on your opponent's field, and if you do that, this card can then attack your opponent's monsters twice, and when it destroys a monster, you can select any monster on your field to gain 400 attack. So she can get to 3000 just by destroying a monster. And it's permanent as well. It is permanent, it's not just for that turn. So she can help you OTK, also go into rank 8 players, which is always really nice as well. So yeah, she's good. You don't run 3 though, because 3 can be bricky. We run 2 Psychic Wheeleater. So basically we run this because there's a lot of our level 3 cards in this deck. Gren Maju, for example, is level 3, and some other combo pieces are as well. So you're getting a free special summon is always good, and we do have a couple of synchros as well, so if we need that pop effect, which Wheeleater gives us, it's available. He's mostly just for spamming the board, so if we need to go into link plays or any other plays, we can, but it's always nice to have. And we also run 2 tour guides of the Underworld, from the Underworld. So this is basically if we have no other options, we can summon Tour Guide, and then we have a Sangan in deck as the target. You can also summon Gren Maju, but the effects are negated, unfortunately. So there's always a target. This is mainly just if we need to go into link plays, but it's always nice to have, and level 3 again is always good. All right, one of some monsters. Danger Jackalope, again, level 3 danger. He's the one that lets you special summon a danger from your deck in defense position if you get sent to the graveyard. Drawing's always good too. Danger Nessie. Again, adding a danger from deck to hand. If he gets discarded is always nice, otherwise get to draw. Danger Snake. Again, if he gets discarded, you can summon him anyway. You just miss out on the draw. Because you're going to run dangers, you might as well run the best ones. We're also running 1 Pumpkin Carriage. So if you lose the die roll, or in game 2 when you'll probably be forced to go first depending on your opponent's deck, if you don't draw well, you can go Golden Castle, special summon this from deck, and then at the very least your Golden Castle is protected from card effects as long as this is on the field, because your opponent cannot target Golden Castle with card effects or destroy it. So this is always a nice option, and then Golden Castle protects this from being destroyed battle. So I think, and it's level 3. It's level 3, so combos with Wheel Eater and other things as well. And like I mentioned, Sangan, level 3. Gets us a search when he goes to the graveyard. Pretty self-explanatory there. All right, spell lineup. All right, 3 Golden Castle of Stromberg. Obviously, this helps us ban it because obviously as cost, it banishes 10 cards face down. So that helps us with Gren Maju, helps us with even Eater of Millions. It's a really good card, and the ability to special summon Hexatrudes from the deck as well is really nice. You do give up your normal summon, which kind of sucks. So if they negate the summon, then it's, it's terrible, but you still have protection on the field. That's the good thing about this card. It's protection. Even if you have no other monsters, this can still protect you from battle damage. It's great. All right, so you run 3 Pot of Desires. So this, even when if this gets Ash Blossomed, you're still paying the cost, so it's not actually a bad thing. So if people say this is a -9, if in a Grand Margin deck, would it be like a +10? Since you draw the 2 and then the 9 that get banished are actually helping you anyway? I don't know, but obviously you run 3. Obviously you run 3, there's no other reason why you wouldn't. Terraforming to search Castle, like I mentioned earlier, even with Glyph, you want to get Castle if you can, and if you already draw Castle, you're going to get another Castle, from deck to hand, because the first Castle will banish more stuff. And even though when you run out, if you run out of card, if you have less than 10 cards in your deck, the first one gets destroyed, you can still play the second one, and it still goes through into your opponent's until obviously your next turn. So it's always good to have. So obviously you want Terraforming. And we also play 2 Twin Twisters. I think with dangers in the deck, the discard can turn into a plus, or can at least turn into something extra depending on what danger you discard. I think it's important to run these in the main because this deck, outside of Glyph, doesn't really have, and Hexatrude as well, doesn't really have the ability to deal with much back row though. So I think just having Twin Twisters in the main is nice, not 3 though, because that can be too much. All right, trap lineup. Obviously 3 impermanents. It's just, it's so versatile. We can play it, during your opponent's turn when they go first. If they summon something problematic, like an Appaloosa, you can just negate it and then do your plays. I think impermanence should just be pretty much a staple in almost any deck anyway. I run 2 Solemn Strike. This is mainly because outside of Castle, you don't really have protection. This deck, it's all or nothing. You go Gren Maju, you want to attack and hopefully get game. But just in case the game goes a bit longer, I like having Strike in the deck as an option. Again, only 2. And obviously it's only at once you run Metaverse, again it gets Castle. So obviously it's like you're running 8 copies of Castle in this deck. Because you got 3 Castle, 3 Glyph, Terraforming, and this. So yeah, but you want to get to Castle, so that's why you run one of those. Alright, so extra deck, Fusions first. So for the Dogmatica matchup, you run 1 Natis. That's all it's here for, so if they activate the effect, both players have to send a extra deck monster from extra deck to graveyard. You send Natis, and then you can pop 1 of their cards. That's all you're really using it for. You're not gonna make it, obviously, but yeah. Just for the Dogmatica matchup. If you're not worried about Dogmatica, then you can get rid of this for something else, but I think it's just nice to have. Synchros. Charge Warrior for the +1 when it's summoned, and Coral Dragon because it can pop things just by discarding. So if you summon a Wheeler, you can essentially almost get 2 pops, which is always nice. And obviously the discard also combos with dangers. And it's also nice when Cold Dragon gets, if you're just sent from field to graveyard, you get to draw a card. So again, it's more advantage for you. All right, Exceeds. So obviously rank 8 engine. So you got Dingirsu. You have Num 68 to shut down your opponent from using their graveyard, special summon something graveyard, and Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon because it's 4K beta. Which, you know, if you get like 2 Hexatrude and a Bigfoot, you can make this. And you can also just pop a card by sending a material away. So it's always nice as well. Probably won't make these too often, but I think it's just nice to have options. Options are good. Links. Link Spider, just in case you get like a Dingirsu token or a token on your side of the field, like a Lost World token. You can send them away with Link Spider. Hulky Fibrax, self-explanatory, just generate more advantage. We don't run many tuners, but at the very least you can summon Ash Blossom from your deck and then go into a Link 3. Barricade Board Blocker. So I originally didn't have this in the deck, but then I actually read it again. I realized this is actually not too bad. If your castle gets destroyed, then you can summon this boy and actually get it back during your end phase. It's not great, but it works. And he protects face-up spells as well when he's on the field. He obviously only has 1,000 attacks, so it's not great, so he's probably going to be gone, but at least you can protect your stuff for a turn. We run Phoenix, and we run Unicorn. Got to run the good nightmares, am I right? Alright, and we also have a transcode for a Link 3 as well. You probably won't summon him very much. You probably be summoning Unicorn just to clear the field. But again, options are options. Options are options are options. And the last, my Link 4's access code tool, because it's just that good. If you get lucky with summoning all your dangers or a bunch of level 3s with Wheel Eater and stuff, this is obviously a really good card to have. The thing is, help wipe the field, and then you can even probably go into Gren Maju and win. Appaloosa, because if you get stuck going first but you summon a lot of dangers, you can summon this to help protect yourself. And Avramax, probably is not going to come up very much because this deck doesn't really spam links, so he's going to be hard to summon, but he is an extra option as well. Alright guys, I am not going to show off the side deck. It's not that impressive. It's pretty generic. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I should do really well with this deck. If you guys have any tips or tricks or just, want to see more of these videos, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe very much. It would have helped me very much. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!